channel, and today is a little different video, like, you know, the other one that I did. And yes, I've been recording videos all day in the same, you know, like attire, so there's gonna be a lot of videos with me, probably just like 2 or 3 with me in this. So yeah, so don't come for your girl, like, okay. But okay, so I've gotten a lot of emails and Instagram DMs and Twitter DMs to do a story time. Oh gosh, story time. All right, so this story time that people wanted me to do was, of course, I'm a teen mom, so they want me to, you know, like walk them through it. So I'm gonna walk everybody who watches this video, you know, through the story time, you know, like the timeline of everything and like my life, blah blah. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so back in 8th grade, I was talking to this dude his name's gonna be Bob. I was talking to this dude named Bob or whatever, and he went to this church called Amazing Grace. Now, y'all, Amazing Grace was the hot spot for in 8th grade. Like, everybody was at that church. You had Beach Island, you had Jackson, like Amazing Grace was the hot spot, okay? So I was talking to Bob, and he went to Amazing Grace. He was like, "Hey, you should come check out this church." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so, like, you know, they had like little buses to go pick you up and stuff. So I just got on the bus, and of course they pick him up before they picked us up, you know. And so, like, he was already on the bus, and they picked me up, and you know, we were just talking and stuff like that. And then I went to the church. I like the church and everything, so like I would go back every Wednesday night, you know. And all my friends from Jackson were there, Beach Island was there, you know. And there was this different kind of dude that was there. He really didn't look like the church kind of dude. He was like a thug like guy, I guess you can say. So he went there, and always good girls, bad guys, you know. So he was like a bad guy. So of course the good girl fell for the bad guy, and like I stopped talking to Bob and I started talking to Billy. Yeah, that's their names. I'm not gonna say any names. He stole me from Bob, so you know, I guess I was never Bob's in the first place, I guess. But yeah, and so that happened, and like we were dating from December of 2012. I was talking to Bob from September to September to October, for about a month. And then Billy started talking to me, and then me and Billy started dating in December. 12/4/12. Lord have mercy, I cannot forget that date. That's the date that changed my life forever. Okay, so at that time, me and Billy were talking, and I really wasn't like a church goer then. It's like I grew up in the church. My you know, my childhood years, and then like the church where we were at, something happened. We stopped going to that church, so we were looking for a church home. So I just stopped going to church altogether. And then I went to Amazing Grace, you know, and then, you know, I really wasn't strong in my faith, you know. And it was just a hard time for my family and I. And so I was a virgin. And you know, they say, no, I was a virgin, right? And so time went by, you know, he persuaded me. Oh gosh, I was so, you know, oh god, something's in my eye. But I was so, what's the word? gullible. I was so gullible, and I let him take it, my virginity. And he took it, and it just, and then on my birthday, in April 7, 2013, my son Des was conceived. And so I told Billy that I was pregnant or whatnot, and then he said, it's your choice to do what you want to do. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna abort. And so I talked to my parents. They were like, no, you give us a child. We'll take over the child and you don't have to worry about anything. But I was like, no, I'm going to just have an abortion. But then I got to thinking, and no, let me rewind. Telling my parents I was pregnant, that has got, if you're young, that has got to be the most difficult thing to do in your life. Like, it was so difficult for me. I was 14. Telling your parents that they have a pregnant 14-year-old, it's not cool. And FYI, if y'all are out there young, 14, and you're sexually active, please wear protection, or talk to your parents. Or if you're 13 and 14 and are not sexually active, keep it like that until you're married, please. But telling my parents was the worst thing that I had ever had to go through. Me and my friend, I'm gonna just give her a fake name. Me and my friend Carissa, I was talking to her. She was like, you should tell your parents, and this was like, I had, I'm trying to think, y'all, because this was so long ago. They just turned the vacuum on. Sorry if y'all can't really hear me. Something's in my eye. But, she was like, Chris was like, you should tell your parents, because, like, what if, like, how are you going to get help, And so I told my parents. The night I told my parents, my mom was sitting on the couch with a Bible in her hand. Like, she was reading it, My daddy was just sitting down watching TV, and I was like, hey, y'all, I missed my period. And my dad was like, well, you only got 1 week left in the month. It'll probably come on next week. And I was just like, no, my period comes on around the middle of the month, and it's not here. And there's only like 5 days left in the month. And then my dad was like, well, all right, we'll take you to the doctor. My mom just put her head down. Went to the doctor. The doctor said, you have a pregnant 14-year-old. It crushed me so bad. But me and my dad was back there in the room. So me and my dad walked out the doctor's office, got in the car. My mom was like, so what happened? And my dad was like, she's pregnant. And I could just remember my mama vividly. She was driving, and she turned the rearview mirror and was looking at me. And she just, like, kept giving me that, like, disappointment, that look of disappointment. Y'all, if y'all never had that look of disappointment from your parents, it is the worst look they can ever give you. Like, it is so bad. And then we made it home, and then I went into my room, and I just laid down. I cried and cried and cried. And my mom came in there. She was like, I am ashamed of you. And she closed the door. Y'all, those words alone crushed me. And I cried even more. Like, it was just too much. Okay, so fast forward, aborting or keeping. So I I was gonna abort, but then I thought, I was like, my mom didn't abort me, so why should I abort my baby, you know? So I kept him, and then me and Billy, we broke up during the meantime, and he was talking to somebody else, and then he decided to get back with me. But then he left in June to go sorry y'all. He left in June to go back to Ohio to visit his father, because he felt like if he had a good relationship with his father, he would have a good relationship with his son. And so he was planning on coming back, you know, August or September, before I had baby. And so it was just, time went by, and it was a smooth pregnancy. And everything was good, you know. And the summer ended. And then I started high school. That will be in my next video. So y'all stay tuned for the next part of my story time. It's not really long, y'all. It'll be like 3 story times. 3, like, you know, like 3 parts or whatnot. But this was just the first part. So y'all stick with me for part 2 and part 3, and I think that should sum it up. So yes, like and subscribe and comment and share this video. Subscribe down here to be a part of the family, and to receive and push that notification button, the bell that's up there. Up down here, up there. It's up there on my channel. I know it's up there. To get notifications of when I post new videos, and so you can see the next story time. So I will talk to you guys later.
This is a E-Freezy production.